That was a
Good.
one.
Registered.
Great clap.
Thank you very much. All right, what's up, Vankers? We are here.
That was good.
I'm not prepared for this.
Yeah.
The Bus Bros.
Neither are we.
Yeah, we are here with Scott Mclaughlin and Josef Newgarden.
Yeah.
That'll be bleeped out. Don't worry about it. This is a clean
We're
show.
dropping F-bombs here.
Clean show.
Yeah.
We're here in Long Beach,
Yeah.
California.
Yeah.
And we have a race this weekend. We're gonna start off, a couple questions.
Yes.
I'm Brian. This is Matt. We have a podcast, the Red Flags podcast. We talk motorsport. We're new motorsport fans, and we're excited. We're super excited to be here.
That's great.
Are you guys Drive to Survivors?
We are Drive to Survivors.
All right.
But
I didn't know we said that name here because when we were at the
you
premiere, you were like, some other shows take some liberties with the truth.
Well, I was just trying to be polite. You know? But I don't mind.
It was like Voldemort. It was
We
Voldemort.
can say it. We've seen the show. It's good. And sorry to jump the gun here.
No,
But I
Let's
think it's
get into
good.
it.
It's brought people in, to
Yeah.
racing in a lot of ways. And
I think it's been great for us
it's
as
been
well.
Positive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what'd you think about last night? What'd you think about seeing
I'm
the first
more
episode?
curious what you guys thought.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna ask you serious motorsport questions, but we can.
I mean, real
Like, be honest,
feedback.
straight
What do you
up.
guys think?
Oh, we loved it.
We thought it was great.
Yeah.
We think it's great.
We loved it. Yeah.
I honestly, I
Yeah.
know what happened. Obviously, I was in the race, but seeing it, I was actually kind of captivated the whole time. Even like the when they were cutting the race part of the footage, and like with the commentators, and
We were like, maybe I'm gonna win this time.
I know.
Look at Scott go! He's in the wall.
He's like 2 years in a row.
Yeah, the first
The way
one
they're
happened.
building up, you're like, I might actually pull
I
this
know,
off.
but no, it didn't happen. But it was cool. I think it was a little cringy. We definitely look like idiots a little bit on it, but I think that's the whole point of Bus Bros. It's like to show a different side of us, and,
Yes.
and that's why
Right.
we do it.
Yeah.
Right? So it was fun.
So you're like, wow, you did a lot of Bus Bros. I mean, obviously, we were gonna ask you we're gonna ask some serious questions, then we're gonna ask some silly
Please,
questions.
dude, we
Well,
love that.
we're gonna start. Okay, so
We'll let you guys look at it. It's your
we're gonna
show.
start.
We're just gonna take this. This is a Bus Bros.
Yeah, this is a Bus Bros production. So, Joseph, you won at Texas a couple weeks ago. So that's 3 wins at Texas since you had your crash there. Is that right?
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah.
Okay, so you had your worst crash in your career at Texas Motor Speedway, and then you've won 3 times since then. So what's your attitude going? Like, how do you kind of shake off the kind of trauma of that crash and to be able to kind of perform there 3 years since then?
Well, in a lot of ways, that wreck was, kind of what got me this ride at Team Penske in some respects. I mean, maybe it's not all attributed to that, but when I had that huge wreck in 2016, there's a lot of people that thought that I was going to be sitting out for, a couple months. I broke my clavicle, my hand, and I was
bad.
It was a bad wreck, and it could have been a worse wreck than it was.
Right,
Honestly, I got out and wasn't that injured.
They put it on Facebook the other day or Instagram, and it was like I saw it, and I wasn't in the race at that point. I was still in Australia, but like had seen it before. But now knowing him and like seeing what these cars are like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like what they went through.
Yeah.
Like the speed and.
But I guess just to answer the question, and Scott can I think attest to this as well. You can't drive this car at a high level if you're not fully committed. There is nothing even remotely in the back of my mind where I'm thinking, oh, I had this moment happen here, and I'm worried about that happening again.
How do you do that? How do you not
I
think
think
of pink elephants or whatever?
I don't know about you. I think it's somewhat innate in the racers. Like you either have that in you or you don't. Like there can't be any sort of self-doubt if you want to drive this thing.
Indy last year, it was my biggest crash of my life. It was like not as bad as that, but I can't wait to go there next week and hold it flat through turn 3 where I crashed, again,
right?
And just be and go that speed again. It's just you can't, be bogged down by that fear. There's a fear. I think it would be lying if there wasn't like some sort of you have a moment and you're like, whoa, that was like yourself, but it's part of it,
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we did enough journalism there, didn't we?
I think we did.
Okay.
Joseph, are you too ripped for motorsports?
I've for sure had too much muscle at some points. Where
Was one of those points when you took your shirt off in this premiere?
Because here's the thing: we mentioned the show in question, right? Now all of a sudden, people are ogling.
Yeah.
Motorsport is a new place for people to ogle, and you gave him something to ogle at, my
Well,
God.
I've always I've always liked to have great strength in the IndyCar as a base, and it's look, you can't be a power lifter in this car. Like you can only
Right.
weigh so much. We're all ballast up to 185. So if you're over 185, you're basically you're carrying extra weight.
Right.
So you can only be so big, but because the IndyCar, it has nothing's powered, right? There's no power steering. They're very physical race cars. I've always wanted a lot of strength. I'm giving a very serious answer because I find this to be a serious question.
No, clearly you take your fitness very seriously.
do, though.
No, we could tell when you took your shirt off.
They asked me. I was like, I want to be the fittest guy on the grid.
And he is. But it's weird. Like, I've got the dad bod and I don't have a kid, and you're like full ripped.
Yeah, but
Which is
Scott's-
sort of
but
how I should
Here's the
look.
thing. Pato or Ward can turn the wheel. So why is it
Colton.
too
Colton as well.
So
Like,
do you need all those muscles? There's some
not necessarily, but
the wife likes it though.
I mean, but here's the deal. Like my motto's always been, and not that this is all applicable to racing, exactly what you're just saying, but I was like, look, I want to be the fittest person on the grid in all respects. You could ask me to do any challenge right now, and I will beat the entire grid, no problem. That could be an endurance challenge, nothing to do with muscles.
Well, we had a running race last year. I was like, I run a lot, and I'm like, yeah, there's no. I reckon I can actually. I feel like my sprinting's pretty good. Guy just destroyed me. So
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
he's in.
I love
Impressive.
fitness though. Like it's what keeps me engaged when I don't have racing.
I think we interviewed Pato at in Palm
Thermal.
Spring at
Yeah.
Thermal, and we asked who the fastest was.
he
I
said
think
Felix.
He said Felix, and he said the slowest would be Connor.
Accurate.
Yeah.
Do you think you're faster than Felix though?
Oh yeah, Felix is short. He's like Rosenquist.
Yes.
Yeah,
We're talking about the same Felix.
the Swedish man.
I don't know.
Way faster.
All right,
He
we
could
have
be-
to. Okay, that's a foot race.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I love Felix, but he would get destroyed. He would get destroyed by Scott.
You reckon?
I think so.
I'm pretty
All right.
quick.
You are pretty quick.
I reckon
You're
I'll be
right.
top
All right.
5.
Yeah, he'd be
Yeah,
fine.
We need to get a foot race going. Figure out who the fastest man in India
We
is.
should
on
we
foot.
should line the top 10 in the championship up,
Yeah.
and then just like have a 100-meter.
Oh, you guys are teammates.
Yeah.
How long have you before this had you ever hung out? Did you know of each other before you came to
really.
Indy?
Nah, not really. We knew of each other.
Yeah.
Did some Penske stuff and like some Penske game stuff and all that, but
So
not really.
we want to know, like, so your favorite movie is Step Brothers.
Yeah.
And we like to think of like teammates as kind of like Step Brothers, and
Yeah.
your parents
Yeah.
are the team owners. Like, did you have like a Step Brothers arc where you're like, who the is this guy? And then all of a sudden
Yeah.
you're best friends and measuring each
I
other's
put my
in the.
on his helmet. Yeah. But then he's like, "Don't touch my drum."
that. Oh my God.
It'll be.
Hey, we will be sending this to your team before.
Don't put your on my front wing.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I should have said.
Something's wrong with the setup. Okay?
touch my front wing?
Yeah. So no, I think I don't know. It's just
I think
natural.
we 100% did.
But what?
We had an arc, a Step Brothers arc.
Yeah, like we were like kind of close, and then you talk a bit more, get comfortable, go out for a beer, like hang out, like it's
How does that happen? Because in other series, which will not be named, it feels like it's more tension.
Formula 1.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, but
How do you guys get like?
I don't think all of it is though. I think there's some like Carlos Sainz and
The new
Charles
guys.
Leclerc. I feel
The
like
new guys.
there's a
yeah.
bit of tension. Like there's tension between me and him sometimes. Like we want to like absolutely rip each other apart, but like there's a respect there that we both acknowledge, and I think we grow
how do you
past.
decompress with some person that you're working with?
What do you mean?
Like if you have a tension, how do you guys decompress?
Just don't talk.
You bottle it,
You
deep.
gotta let it like work its way out.
yeah.
We're not like
Decompress.
going to therapy together. You know what I mean?
No, but we both want the same goal, and it's gonna get to a point where it's awkward, and it does. But at the same, like when he wins, like it's like, yeah, I'm happy for you, bud, but I wanted it for me to be
Right.
me, and same thing is for him. But
Right.
you got to be grown-ups about it as well and just get on with it. And I think we do what we have right now. I think it's a very good dynamic for the team. I think Will as well. Like, yeah, Will's not in here right now, but I think the three of us have a very good respect and good camaraderie that pushes the team.
It's a little bit of an awkward relationship though. Like we know it because I
Everyone's cheering for our demise.
everyone
and
wants
that's
this
fine.
thing may end in flames and that's
Yeah,
fine.
it could.
Whatever.
Yep.
We're
fully
but
aware of
it's awkward because I've never had a teammate like Scott that I genuinely like kind of liked. You know, if we weren't teammates, like I would
Or
want to
understand the game.
Yeah.
You know? And you got to understand. You got to understand the teammate deal. Like you're gonna in the day, like our job is to beat each other. If we get beaten by the other too many times, we get sacked.
Right.
Well, that's the
But-
other thing. Like Scott is the first teammate I've had that is able to like live within the environment. Most people, they can't do it. That's why they just aren't friends, because they're like, I can't be close with this person because your results like are completely responsible for your career. You know, it is a results driven industry.
Yeah.
If you're not getting results, then you're not going to keep your job. And most people can't thrive in a friendship because of that, so they just aren't friends. Whereas, like, I think for us, you know, we can separate it to some degree, and there's not a lot of people that are good at doing that in motorsports.
We don't really talk too much like outside. Like we text occasionally,
Yeah.
but like it's not like after a race or whatever. He does his thing, I do mine, and we end
Yeah, there's a good balance there. Like,
Yeah.
What do
he's
you
got his
two
own
bond
life.
over that's not motorsport? Because you devote so much of your lives to it. Like, what's outside motorsport? that you got-
Buses.
Yeah,
Buses.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
sorts of buses. Yeah.
YouTube. No, I think we just have the ideas on our group text, like with our producer Brian. Like we talk a lot of crap about like what we should do, like coming up, or I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
we're
just-
similar in some
Yeah.
respects. Like, you know, we both appreciate, like, we like avocado toast and
Good coffee.
and racing cars. You know,
I'm probably
the
a bit
simple
more-
It's a
things in
couple of
life.
basic millennials.
I'm
like
a bit
us.
more into alcohol and partying a little bit, but
You're more
I'm bringing
partying.
you back into that sphere.
Yeah.
So
Right,
would
yes.
your wife call him a bad influence?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Come on, Ash.
Because I know I know you met
but-
your wife at Disney World and you met your wife in Vegas.
I
So
will-
just,
yeah,
but-
I love
there's-
sort
What
of
was
that-
it, Club Dre?
Yeah.
Shout out Club Dre.
Yeah. Dre's nightclub, actually.
Yeah.
Get it right.
Put some
Yeah.
respect on the name.
On Dre's
Disney
name.
World.
That's where I met my wife.
Dre's nightclub, both making dreams come
Yeah.
true. You know, similar establishments.
But I think Ashley is a bad influence on us all.
Oh, Ashley's
she's
the
a
worst
partier.
influencer.
She's
Yeah.
a great girl, like so much fun, and Carly and her get along like a house on fire, and it gets awkward for them too, because
Right.
they both want like their dudes to succeed.
Right.
It's
Whoa.
funny, but
They should have their. What would their
well,
show
they've
be called?
talked about it.
What would
about-
their show
yeah.
be called?
Bus
don't know.
chicks.
No, we'd have to come up. I don't know. We'll
Bus
have to
babes, that's
ponder
a-
on
Bus
that.
babes, that's a
Bus
little
babes,
bit.
yeah.
Bus
Yeah,
Buddies and
that's
Bus
good.
Bros.
Yeah,
I mean, take that on
Hey,
the road.
hey.
I don't, yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Should we do?
Copyright.
Yeah, we're gonna do a newlywed
We're
game.
gonna do a little
for-
game.
This is
We're
like
gonna-
how well do we know
How
each
well?
other?
Yeah, he's gonna answer. So you're gonna answer for him. You're gonna give your own answer for
Okay.
these
The
questions.
look of disdain
So
on
you
your
can't
face
copy-
is,
you
is
can't copy each
palpable.
other. Like it's
Oh,
like
gosh.
So you're gonna answer for your, and he's gonna guess what your answer is going to be.
okay.
See what
And
I
you have
mean?
little erasers on there, so you don't have to.
Okay,
Cup
so
your hands.
what would Scott be doing if he wasn't racing?
I answered.
This is for me.
You both answer.
You both answer,
Oh.
and then you have to see if. Yeah.
What would I be doing if I wasn't racing?
Yes. So you write it down, and
You should know
I
this.
should know this. I don't know.
just get.
There's so many things, and I'm gonna be pissed because I'm gonna know it once. I
Well,
see
you got
it.
this. Think of this as an opportunity to know more, learn more about your partner.
Man, I don't know.
I doubt I'd be doing this. I don't even know myself.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
What
is that?
pilot?
What is
Wow.
You said that.
I have said
Wait,
that.
you
So-
have said that.
So this is a fabricator. So I'm actually a sheet metal fabricator by trade. So I can weld and cut metals and stuff like that. So I went to trade school, did my whole thing. But that was so I could be, it was like my backward step in case I lost.
He's said
my
pilot
license.
though in the past.
Okay.
But I am.
So-
I actually do want to get my pilot's license.
Okay, so we'll give
Okay.
Joseph a point.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
half
okay.
point
Point
at
for-
least.
good
That's
job.
one for Joseph.
All
And
right.
now the reverse.
The
What would
reverse.
Joseph be doing
Oh,
if
you
he
should
wasn't?
know this.
If he wasn't racing.
But that's actually, you did well. Oh, what would you be doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm good.
3, 2, 1. Finance. Hell
right.
yeah.
Tied.
Hey, if the shoe fits, wear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
We were
Yeah.
saying this guy, you know, after this, you're gonna. I don't know if I would finance, but also being like, you gotta be like in the next Wolf of Wall Street or something.
Dude, he's like very good with finance. Every time I walk into his bus, he's got MSNBC on there. What's it called?
CNBC.
That's, I don't even know it. That's why I got it.
Yeah. Yeah. He doesn't even know.
Yeah.
Okay. Karaoke song?
Karaoke song.
So what's Scott's karaoke song? Go-to karaoke song.
He didn't even hesitate. He knows what it is.
I don't even know.
Oh, I just misspelled that. Anyway. You might not know it, but
I definitely don't know it.
It's the
Mr.
Oh my
Brightside.
Now, Joe.
And Don't Stop Believing.
You said this one too,
I
right?
have, but you don't get that one. You don't get that. You don't get that. I'm Mr.
You wanted to
Brightside.
play that like crazy after St. Pete.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, on
All right,
yeah.
you got it. You got it.
You got
Okay.
it. All right, reverse.
Overtake.
Reverse.
I would have to think about it. These guys aren't even thinking about it.
I know they know immediately what it is.
I don't know.
That's okay. Yeah, I don't know that you know this one.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna take a wild guess.
I'll give you a hint. It's definitely a boy band. It's 100% a boy band. Just so you know. Like it's a song from a boy band from the 90s.
This is gonna be wrong. Oh yeah, no, it's definitely wrong. I just said something Disney.
Backstreet's
Like
back.
It's a great
Ah.
karaoke
What
song.
Where did
Okay.
you
Song.
Where did you guys have your first date?
like
Like you guys
friend date.
friend hangout.
oh.
Outside work.
Oh.
You scoped each other
I'm gonna
out.
take a
This guy
guess.
comes in from New
We could
Zealand. He
probably take
says,
the
"What's
same
up?"
guess,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean. Like vague. I'm gonna just be vague, but like similar guess. He may crush this. Maybe not. What'd you put?
Russia's boat.
I just put sushi.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah,
Who
yeah.
won that one?
Well,
Neither. You guys both
Who's
won.
actually right?
When I first come to St. Pete, remember we
Oh,
had
it
Roger's
probably
like
was
wild
Roger's
card
boat.
party.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, whatever. That's wrong.
What is Scott's love language?
Oh.
Oh, that's a great. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Glad you know what it
This
is.
man is
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
married in
This guy's in
2023.
touch. This guy's
Yeah.
in touch.
Don't worry.
He discovered it in
I know.
Club Dre.
Yeah.
Dre's Club.
Dre's Club, sorry.
Dre's Club.
All right.
3. Oh wait, he's not done.
I'm gonna put a couple up here.
All right.
I'm gonna put a couple up here.
3,
Alright,
2,
2,
1.
Oh no!
Yeah. Yeah.
It's an affirmation.
Well, Joseph, now you know more physical touch. More physical touch.
But
more
not on-
hugs.
I gotta
More
hug this
hugs.
guy.
You gotta hug him.
Oh,
Hey,
Say
did
to
you
Mo-
see him in St. Pete? Physical touch.
Yeah.
Physical touch.
I'm a big hugger.
Yeah.
That's what he told Romain.
That's
Yeah,
like
I
he's
know.
just
my love
feeling
language.
lonely. He hit Romain. All right, Joseph's now.
Joseph's love language.
All right. Yeah.
Scott's like, I just.
Ashley.
Scott's like, I've been giving him money.
Yeah.
Writing him.
Just a big finance
Oh
guy.
my gosh, my wife would have laughed. Really
Yeah.
hard. She'd be like, "Yep."
Damn, it's hot in here.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like
just our
sweating up.
hard-hitting journalism.
It's our hard. This is hard-hitting journalism.
Yeah, yeah.
You've
I
never
think it's just the
experienced-
love.
You've never been in the hot
Yeah,
seat.
I have a dumb question.
All right.
Are we done with this?
I think we're done with that.
We're done with that?
Just one more dumb question.
All right.
One more dumb question's good.
Yeah, no, we
What's
like
your
dumb
guys' like mental state when you go into a pit stop? Is it like me at TSA, like let's go, or do you like kind of shut your brain off and like use it, take a moment?
For those 15 seconds, are you like, let's go, guys, let's go? Or are you kind of like
No.
transcendental meditation?
No,
for a
definitely
brief
for
second?
me, it's like for those 8 seconds, I'm free.
You're like, they better be f***ing
What's
it.
that line? What's that line from? I was trying to steal a Fast and Furious line. This is the line. It's like those 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm free or something.
I
Like he's
think
like I'm living.
It sounds good.
When
That
you
sounds
drive
good.
in and out of the pit box, like when you're driving down pit lane, it's like that for me. That's when I'm chilling. But when you're turning like into the pit box and you're, like looking at the fueler and stuff, like I feel like I'm just knocking through like points of
Yeah.
what you got to do.
Let me.
Like, it's like a checklist.
They can be
But-
very
Like
different.
but I'm like,
But when you're just parked there and you got nothing to do, or you always have.
well,
something
I'm the dad with like if you're going back to like the airport, right?
Yeah.
Like so I'm like the dad with the folder and all the tickets are like printed out and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Like that's me in the pit stop. I'm like, okay, I stopped on my marks. Okay, look at my crew chief. Look at the fueler. Wait for the fuel. Pull out. Grab the first gear. Go.
Right.
So for me, there's 2 different pit stops. I think you'll relate to this.
Yes.
You either have a really chill pit stop where you come in and the whole process is simple because there's no one else on pit lane. It's in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you have a yellow sequence where everyone needs
On
to
an
pit.
oval. Yellow on an oval.
Everyone needs to pit.
Yeah.
And so everyone comes out pit lane at the same time. That is high
It's crazy.
stress.
Yeah.
You're never more stressed in a race than when everybody is pitting together.
Because you're just
in
like,
yellow.
look at this dude's pulling in, this dude's coming out. You're trying to you figure it all out.
It's very
and,
frantic. All parts of it. Trying to get
nuts.
in the box,
Especially in
waiting, making
Indy.
sure everyone gets done, and then trying to get out. It's a very high stress situation.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Anything you're looking forward to about the 100 Days to Indy?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Pato's episode.
Yeah, you said that.
He's just this bougie little young man.
Did you almost say something else?
Yeah, I almost did. Yeah.
He was a little rough with you on the stage.
Yeah, he's aggressive. He's not scared to speak his mind.
Yeah,
Like,
he's a loose cannon.
I'm intrigued.
I am intrigued to see other people's lives
Yeah.
and how they live it, how they go about their business.
Okay.
But I think
track.
someone like Pato will really, he just won't care. He will 100% be him in his
Yeah.
life, and
Yeah.
I want to know what that
His
looks
life's
like.
cool.
yeah,
I think
He lives
probably
a cool
is.
life.
and he agrees.
Yeah, last
Yeah.
last night when he
He'll
said,
tell you.
Yeah.
"My life is awesome."
Yeah.
I agree. My life is awesome.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
He's just got some swag.
So we got the race on Sunday.
Mm.
How are you who's gonna win?
Me. He won here last year. I get to win.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
That's how it works,
Yeah, yeah.
Joseph. You gonna
Nah.
let him win this
Oh,
time?
I didn't know
No,
that.
no, no.
Yeah.
I feel good.
No
I
one
like
told
street
me.
tracks. Yeah, but I think we've got good cars, all of us, all our cars. I think there's a genuine chance we could run all in top 5. So just who does the job on the day.
Who do you see as your biggest challenge in terms of another team right now?
Man, it's hard. Honestly, that's what's great about IndyCar, and this isn't some sales
Yeah.
pitch. It's always changing. I think McLaren's got momentum right now,
Yeah.
especially with Pato, right? He's
Yeah.
had 2 really good events. But Ganassi's going to be really strong.
Yeah.
Andretti, it probably has one of the most competitive street course packages right now. So I would say they're probably, I want to say they're the biggest threat, but it could be Ganassi, it could be McLaren, it could be a coin car, it could be an ECR car.
Yeah.
You just don't know every weekend.
There's
It's
15
really hard.
cars that could win. That's crazy. And you don't count yourself. You qualify 20th on race day, and you turn up here. You know you can still win. If things go your way, you can win.
Yeah.
You got the pace. You get to the front.
Yeah,
side of
Texas
the
was
front.
a show.
Yeah, like that.
crazy,
I mean,
right?
ovals
Yeah.
are
Where did you
always.
qualify in Texas?
4th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like 15. I fell back to 20th at the start, and I come back through to 6th.
Yeah.
Things can happen.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's IndyCar. You can't predict it.
But there genuinely isn't a championship right now, whether it's Formula One,
V8
NASCAR,
supercars.
V8 supercars, endurance racing, where you can look at the grid and say, yeah, I think 80-90% of that grid can win this weekend.
Right.
And when I look at IndyCar, I'm like, that's genuinely true. Yes, there's always going to be quick guys and people that excel on a weekend, but you go to every race and it can be the whole grid. You just don't know who's showing up each weekend and it's going to be good. It's fun. I mean, it's really fun. It
Yeah.
shakes things
Stressful.
up.
It's stressful
It's
because you
stressful.
got to be on the game.
I mean,
all the
look,
time.
it would be
But you-
more convenient if you're, if
Just
you want to
beating your teammate.
Yeah, you want to just take F1 as an example. It'd be
Yeah.
convenient if you're sitting in a Red Bull right now.
Yeah.
And you rock up every weekend. You've got probably half a second on the field.
But there's
That's
pressures
why,
that
that's
come
why
with
Max
that.
is so relaxed all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, he's excellent. It's not that Max isn't excellent, but
Yeah,
that's,
yeah,
that's of course, as a racer, it'd be nice to know, I've just got an edge right
Yeah.
now,
Right,
and I need to
right.
just hit
Yeah.
my points.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I take more pride on the IndyCar side when you
Yeah.
won a race.
Yeah.
You had to work for it.
Yeah.
You absolutely had to work and fight for the win. It's
like,
great.
It's like Kenny Powers. You're like when you win that weekend, you're like, I am better than everybody else.
Yeah. Well, it's-
That's the feeling.
feel that way.
winning here feels like when you put it on pole because you just know you're the fastest. It's
Yeah.
there's no better feeling than qualifying on pole, honestly, because it's like you were the fastest in that session at that time.
Yeah.
And then you're winning the race here. You just know you've done every little detail right, and you haven't made a mistake and got it done, and it's really cool. Better than winning anywhere else, in my opinion.
I think we did.
was
think
it
we
as
got
good
it.
for
I
you as
think
it
we
was
did
for
it.
us?
Yeah, how was
pretty
that?
good.
This was fantastic.
How were the
It was
Bus Bros?
fantastic.
That was
Bus Bros,
fantastic.
check him out
Yeah.
on YouTube and
On his channel. I don't
on
have a
his
channel.
channel. Yeah, I think that just about does it.
Yeah, and see Joseph shirtless on
April 27th.
April 27th on
Scott
the
CW.
CW.
Scott
And
CW.
Tacos.
and see
Yeah.
Scotty Taco
Taco
Friday. Hey,
Friday.
LeBron. Taco Friday. Okay?
Yeah.
Taco
I actually
Friday.
forgot
I know,
how-
I know you're a billionaire now, but Taco Friday is coming for the crown.
Yeah, I know. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Thanks.
thank you.
Cheers, guys. Appreciate it.